Welcome to Sir Francis Online Tuition. This channel is meant for educative videos for all interested people who are willing and want to become good students in financial accounting and any other related courses. So if this is the first time of you watching my videos or video, I will entreat you to subscribe to my channel, comment on my videos, share them with your friends so that they can also benefit from that. In the previous videos, I treated, or we considered, the subtopic known as expenses owing appearing at the beginning of the year and expenses owing appearing at the end of the year. So we are done with these two topics. So if you have not watched that, I will entreat you to go back to my channel and watch that for better understanding of whatever that we are doing, because the topic that we are considering here is a broader topic and it's known as further adjustments. Okay, it entails a lot. So for you to get the whole understanding of whatever that we are doing, then I will entreat you to go back to my channel and watch those videos so that you will be fine with whatever that we are doing here. But for today, what we are going to consider is prepaid expenses appearing at the beginning of an accounting year. What I'm going to do now is to give you an explanation of the term, or what is meant by prepaid expenses, and how it is treated in the books of the business. Okay. Now, when you say prepaid expenses, you are referring to an expenses whose benefit is yet to be consumed, but payment has been made for. Okay, so we are yet to benefit from that expenses, but due to one or two reasons, we've made payment for those expenses. So whenever you hear prepaid expenses in accounting, we are referring to an expenses whose payments have been made, but the benefit is yet to be consumed. So for example, assuming rent expenses for a business for a whole year, let's say 2010, was 10,000 Ghana cedis. But as at the end of the year, the business have managed to make a payment amounting to 15,000 Ghana cedis for rent. It means that extra 5,000 relates to an expenses that we are yet to consume. Okay, sorry, yeah, expenses that we are yet to consume the benefits, but we have made payment for that. That extra 5,000 is an expenses being prepaid or being paid in advance. Okay, we are yet to consume the benefits relating to that expenses, but we have made payment for that. So we said in the year 2010, the total rent for a business is 10,000 Ghana cedis. But as at the end of the year, the business have made payments relating to the rent expenses amounting to 15,000. It means that extra 5,000 is expenses paid in advance for the coming year. Okay, the coming year, which is 2011. So it will be expenses paid in advance for 2011, 1st January 2011, because we are in 2010, and the total expenses for 2010 in terms of rent was 10,000, but we paid 15,000 for rent in the year 2010. So the extra 5,000 is relating to the coming year, which is 2001, and that extra 5,000 becomes expenses paid in advance appearing at the beginning of the accounting year, and it is part of the coming year expenses. So for you to treat it in the books, you have to debit it to your respective expenses account, or you have to add it to your respective expenses for that year. The payment was made in the previous accounting year, but the benefits, you are going to consume it in the current year or the coming year. Okay, the payment was made in the previous accounting year, and the benefit for which you are yet to consume is for the coming or the current year, which is 2011. And because it is appearing at the beginning of the accounting year, it is part of the coming year's expenses, and it should be debited to that relevant expenses account. Okay, to indicate that expenses is in relation to the current year or the coming year. So prepaid expenses appearing at the beginning of the accounting year is being debited to the relevant expenses account. Okay, at this moment I want you to get the understanding of what is meant by expenses prepaid or paid in advance appearing at the beginning of an accounting year. In the coming video or in the upcoming video, I'll use the T account to explain to you how we can treat an expenses paid in advance appearing at the beginning of an accounting year. Okay, so we said the expenses was paid in the previous accounting year. The benefit to be consumed in the current year or the coming year, and because it will be consumed or is part of the current year expenses, it should be added to the relevant account for that year. Okay, so in 2010 we are owing, or we are supposed to pay 10,000 as rent, but we managed to pay 15,000. So that extra 5,000 becomes expenses paid in advance. It has been paid for the coming accounting year, which is 2011. And because this payment was made in the previous year, when you come to the current year, it will appear in our books at the beginning of accounting year, which is January 1st, 2011. And it is part of the current year expenses. And because it's part of the current year expenses, we have to debit our relevant expenses account, or we have to add it to the amount that we've paid for that relevant expenses account. So this is how we treat expenses paid in advance appearing at the beginning of an accounting year. If you still don't get the explanation, you can leave it in the comment section and I will be happy to attend to you. In the coming video or in the upcoming video, I will show you how to use the T account to treat an expenses paid in advance appearing at the beginning of an accounting year. Thank you very much. Share my video, comment on them so that I can make and improve videos for you. See you soon.